Hello and welcome. Today's part 2 of the Harvey update. I figured I'd break it into 2 parts because I do have old clips that I've been putting together so that you guys can see where he's been at. And I think mushing it all in one video is kind of like overwhelming and too much. So this is the part 2, and boy, do I have a story for you guys. Let's kind of get into it. And yes, it is a bit of an update, a shocking one at that. Hello, today is day 2 of cleaning, and let me just tell you guys, do I have a story for you really quick. Okay. I know I'm sad I'm gonna make this a certain way, but this is too good not to tell you. So if you guys follow me, you've seen a video that I put a couple weeks ago about my dog Harvey and how he ended up eating a toy. It was a whole freaking spiel. I'll put it up here somewhere if you guys want to check that video out and kind of get the more details. But long story short, we essentially stood with, he just passed it. We didn't realize that he passed it. So fast forward today. Last night, Harvey had been crying because he had to go to the bathroom a few times. Not bad poop, but it was definitely a little bit softer than normal. My husband was the one taking him out. Then we woke up early this morning because he ended up throwing up in the cage. So I got up, went to the cage. I saw like this oval looking thing and I was like, great, he spit up the peanut butter he ate yesterday. We had it a little bit late in the day, so I figured maybe that upset his stomach, threw it out. But then I thought about it really good. I'm like, well, if it was a peanut butter, it wouldn't be in a whole solid form because he was just licking it. So it just wouldn't create that. I don't know really. I go to clean the vomit, I pick up whatever that thing is, and when I turn it around, sure enough, a mustache and a face is looking back at me. It was a freaking toy he swallowed a couple weeks ago. I'm gonna insert a picture here. It doesn't look disgusting, I promise, but this is the toy that he swallowed. The one that I've been struggling to come to senses that he actually swallowed and passed it, because I personally thought if he had passed it, we would have seen it. But the vet said that we wouldn't see it if it passed through because it'd be the shape, which they're not lying. It was definitely the shape of an intestine. It didn't cause like a blockage, but it was sitting in his stomach. And like, I was worried that that might have done something to him. However, the good thing is he had been acting completely normal since that time. Like, he has not been different. He's been eating fine, been playing fine, being a little pain in the butt fine. Everything has been normal, up to date. And I'm so thankful for that. But does it leave anything left over? Like, questions. I contacted the vet and thankfully they said it just might have been sitting in his stomach. Just monitor him for his pooping and give him less food for a little bit, just till his stomach kind of resets a little bit, because that's been sitting in his stomach and it could have just disrupted some stuff. You're gonna hear some scratching in the background. It's actually him eating right now. It's lunchtime for him, so he's in there eating and his bowl's moving around. I need to get him a better bowl because that one's just not it. Harvey's been continuing training, which means he is enrolled in a level 1 class and he's been going there for I think 2 to 3 weeks so far, and it's a 6 weeks course. He's been doing absolutely wonderful. I'm very, very much proud of him. But aside from the training courses, we have been doing training at home, especially with things that we feel like he needs more attention on. So his basic sit, lay down, he's really good with sit. Lay down, he's like still iffy, and I think it's just the puppy mentality in him, but we are trying to make sure that we use it. So like one example that we use it the most is when he's acting up or just going crazy, we try to command him to either sit down or lay down, just so that he knows like, okay, maybe if I sit down and lay down instead of getting crazy, I'll get rewarded. We've also been working on lead walking. We've been doing a little bit before we started these lessons. Mind you, because he's still young, we don't technically take him on his long, like hour-long walks. It's probably like 10, 20 minutes, maybe even less than 20 minutes, honestly, just because his hips are still growing and developing and we don't want to end up causing any long-term issues in the future. So his walks are very minimal, even though he is like over it half the time. Yeah, like he's not having it. He wants to go home. He's like, let's go. So I have a few clips of him working on walking before we took the level 1 classes and a few of them while we were in the level 1 classes. So enjoy these little clips of him learning. See, look at him. Lazy. Harvey. It's very early morning and I am discovering that I have a lazy dog. This guy right here, first off, he's walking himself. Second off, I tried walking him like around the block and halfway through, he started whining and sat there and chose not to walk. So I'm guessing he's over it this morning, which I will let it slide only because he does have training today. So he's gonna be pretty active at training. Nope, we're not gonna go in there. So we'll go home and he'll eat because he hasn't eaten breakfast either. I figured I'd take him on a walk before he ate. Yeah, that makes sense. So Yep, let's get this guy home. And we're still working on walking, as you can see. Now it's Evo's turn for his morning walk. So far he's doing really good. It's pretty dark outside, so this is pretty dark, yeah. But he's doing really good. Dogs are walking by and he's kind of calm, barked only one time, so that's good. This is the one thing I hate about my neighborhood. There's not enough lights at night to walk our dogs. We have to have a flashlight and stuff, which is fine, but, well, it's fine that we have to use a flashlight, but I would definitely love way more light than this, because come on, guys. Come on. My gosh, it feels very fall-like today. I got to wear this whole outfit. Well, I've worn sweats already, but the long sleeve things while walking, I'm excited about it. Check out that morning sky. Isn't it beautiful? Oof. Clouds look really cool this morning. I love it. It just feels all around good today so far. I know a good chunk of my videos have been me walking Evo or Harvey, mostly Evo in the morning, but let me tell you, at this point in his life, nothing makes me happier than to be able to spend this type of quality time with him, just walking him. He's older, so I don't push him like for how far we can walk, but from what I've seen, what we walk isn't far enough that he would get exhausted quicker. So thankfully, he's just been full of energy, loves the walks, and I'm gonna take every moment I can and enjoy it. And if I show you guys, you know, you can skip through it, but I love showing it. Finally, for the last little update I have for you guys when it comes to Harvey is when it comes to furthering his education, and yes, we are going to be doing that. As you previously heard, he's already in his level 1 class and he graduated from puppy class, and we're going to continue that education. I think it's very important for a puppy to get as much training as possible so that you're able to live in society with your dog. Most of the times people go outside and think that their dogs are okay to be out in public with other dogs, and a good chunk of the time they're not, because they just start acting crazy, and that's not what I want for Harvey. I want him to have a much better life than my previous dogs did. My other dogs weren't bad dogs, it's just they were very people reactive, not necessarily dog reactive, which I came to find out that they actually really enjoyed being around other dogs. They just weren't crazy about new people, and like they pick and chose who they want to be around. And not that I want Harvey to socialize with everybody he meets and I want everybody to pet him. I just want him to be able to live a life where he is not forced to quickly be removed from someone, or, you know, just the hassle that is with reactive dogs. That is not to say that anybody who has a reactive dog, because okay, I have a reactive dog, that they're bad and they can't have fun in the world. That's not true. Evo still goes on walks. Evo still gets to go out and like go on little hikes with me. So it's not to say that he gets less of the world because he's a reactive dog. I make sure that he gets enough, you know, of all that. I have the proper equipment that when I go to walk him, I know how to handle him, even though he does get pretty crazy. But that's my fault for not properly socializing him. I was young when I got him, my fault. And I want to make sure that I change that with this dog. So I want to make sure that he has as much training as possible. We work with him a lot, and I think the information we get from the training courses are really, really valuable. If you scroll through social media, you see everyone's apparently a trainer, and I can give advice on how I did a certain thing, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's gonna happen the way you want it to happen. I'm not a professional trainer, so take whatever I say with a grain of salt. But if you are getting a puppy and you're thinking about it, I highly suggest you do it. I think it's a really good and helpful tool to do for your dogs. It's beneficial for them. They'll be able to be exposed to the world more. It's just like, it's a lot of work to have a puppy. It's a big investment. So like, choose wisely before actually investing in a puppy, because some people get a puppy because they're cute and then they just leave them to the side. Don't do that. Don't do that. Do not disregard your puppy. They require medical visits, they require exercise, they require a lot. And that's another thing that you have to look into. When it comes to getting a dog, make sure you're looking into a breed that fits with you. Some people get these really hyperactive dogs and they don't properly exercise them, and that's not good. Then they get mad when these dogs start reacting a certain way. It's because your lack of exercise and attention most likely might be why. Just saying. And it doesn't take a trained professional to know that. So do your research. But that's all I have for you guys for Harvey's update as of now. Obviously, as time goes on, I'll definitely update you guys more. I just kind of wanted to make this video to be a little walkway into what's to come with my content. I love talking about my dogs. I love the route that I'm taking with them and everything else. And this is just a little stepping stone, a little taste of what's to come. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It definitely helps me out. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I see a lot of you guys watch my videos and some of you are not subscribed. And I would really appreciate it if you did subscribe. Plus you get to see cute dogs. Come on, who wouldn't want to subscribe? If you're not going to support me, support my babies, please. And I'll catch you guys on the next vlog. Bye.